My name is Molly, and I am going to be telling you about the shame I carried throughout my childhood. But before I continue, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. I grew up without a mom. According to my father, my mom filed for a divorce when I was just a year old. And she didn't want to co-parent, so my dad took her to court and gained full custody. Unlike my father, my mom had a rich background. She was the only child of her parents, which makes her the heir to the family fortune. But my father did not have a rich background like hers. After the divorce, my father lost his job because he worked for my mother's company. He tried his best to get another job but didn't seem to get in. He tried to get a pizza delivery job but he was overqualified for the job. At that time, I was just 4 years old, and my father knew I was going to start schooling soon. He used all his savings to open a poultry farm. He was able to raise money and I started schooling. After some time, we moved into a new house because we didn't want to be a burden to my grandparents. The poultry farm brought enough money for household bills. When I was 13, my dad's poultry farm got burnt in flames. It caused a lot of damages to the farm. My dad's farm wasn't insured, so he had to use up his savings to take care of the damages. My dad was so sad and worried. I knew he didn't have any money. I was scared I wouldn't be able to go to school anymore. After some days, my dad drove a big bus into the compound. He had sold his car to be able to afford this bus, and I guess he had little money on him. I could tell it wasn't a new bus. He told me he wanted to start driving the bus so that I could be able to start school the next semester. I told him it was okay. But deep down, I was ashamed. What if my friends find out that my dad drove a bus? I shoved the thought away with the fact that my dad was not the first to ride a bus and he was only doing it to make a living. When the next semester started, I found out that some of my friends knew that my dad's poultry farm got burnt. Some were surprised that I was able to start the next semester. They knew about the fire and started to ask if my dad had started his poultry farm again. Seeing a lot of them show sympathy made me blot out the fact that he stopped his poultry farm and started riding his bus. I heard someone laugh from behind the class, and I heard another girl say that my dad was not a responsible father. Even when a lot of them didn't make any comments, I could see them staring at me with their side eye. I ran to the restroom and started crying. I felt that maybe all they said about my father was true. Maybe if I was living with my mother, I would not face this type of humiliation. That day, I was watching TV at home, and my dad started talking about how he made so much money from riding the bus. He sounded really happy. And I flipped. Why don't you want to let me finish what I'm watching before talking about how you made a couple of bucks? Well, this couple of bucks takes care of your household and school expenses. I was so angry. It sounded like he was doing me a favor. You should be ashamed. After going to college, you still ended up as a dirty bus driver. I was so angry. I walked out on him and went to my room. I was angry, but I knew it wasn't right for me to have shouted on him. I felt sorry. The next day at school, we were told to bring our parents to school to tell us about their careers. I didn't want to tell my father about it so that I wouldn't tell the whole class about the business. Even if they already knew about it, I felt I didn't want them to hear it from the horse's mouth. The parents came and were telling us their jobs. I am a doctor. I save lives in the hospital. I am a lawyer. I ensure justice is served. I own a software company. I am a businesswoman. I own a supermarket. I am a real estate agent. Everyone else had reputable jobs. To make matters worse, my dad came in. Who on earth told him about this? He apologized for coming late and told everyone it was a bus driver. He told them it solved the everyday problem of people without cars who had to go to work. Is driving the bus not a dirty business? Someone asked from behind. He explained that it wasn't a dirty business as long as he could take care of his child and finance her school bills. I felt so proud but ashamed of myself. All my father was doing was for me. A lot more people asked questions, but my dad answered them in a way that made me feel his job was the best. I apologized to him and told him I'll get an after-school job to help out. He told me he wanted me to focus on my studies. I know my father might not have a reputable job, but knowing that he was doing it for me was enough, even though I was ashamed, sometimes because of what people said at school. I realized that without his job, I wouldn't be in school. Tell me how you would feel if you're in my shoes in the comment below.